Karishma, it's a delight talking to you here in our studio today. Tell us more about what got you started in real estate and where are we heading with real estate? Let's talk about that first.
Amazing to be here. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm very excited.
We've been trying almost 5 years now.
Yeah, it's
finally happened.
With your schedule and mine, I know. But I'm excited to be here and I'm happy to share my experience. I've been in the business about 25 years. I am the broker of my own company, and Anthem offers a variety of services including real estate, mortgage financing, and primarily what's really exciting for us is construction. Last 4 or 5 years we have evolved into building homes, and as of now we have 9 or 10 projects on hand where we're building single family homes from ground up. And we're very excited about that.
Now, you work in the same company as your husband. Both of you co-own that, right?
That's right.
I want to first know from you, how is it working with your husband? And some advice that you may want to part with.
So, there was an article written up about the two of us in the San Jose Mercury News business section about 18 years ago about couples working together. And that was interesting because I gave a very nice speech to the lady, and she wrote it up, and then she came back, and off the record I told her, gosh, we talk business in the shower, and she put that down on print. So that reputation stuck with us. But it is amazing to be able to work together. We have figured out, we've had our ups and downs in terms of figuring out who does what, so that we don't have any clash. It's smooth. I have my own responsibility. My husband Deepak has his own.
Well, that actually means you shower together, because if you have to talk in the shower, you must be showering together.
We try.
But tell me, how do you divide your areas of work so that there's no clash?
So it's very simple. I have decided I love to work with single family first-time buyers. So they're young folk who have no idea about what it is to purchase real estate. I love to educate them. I think of myself like a teacher and enjoy teaching them about real estate. So that works out well. Deepak tends to cater more to second-timers, higher-end buyers, people who are moving up, first time, second time, third time, and his sale range could be 5 million, 10 million, 3 million, 2.5 million. I tend to stay with first-time buyers below $1.5 million.
What would you advise that buyer, depending on the income? What is the right property? How do you judge that?
I try to understand their need. I always make sure they interview me and I interview them. In that interview, I make sure that I understand what their requirement is. Do they have kids? Then they're looking for schools. Are they just a young couple and just looking to be close to work? Are they a young couple who's used to a lavish lifestyle and they want a larger home and don't mind commuting? So based on that, my business, most realtors tend to focus on certain areas. My husband and I focus on the entire Bay Area. So we tend to offer our services anywhere from Hillsborough in the north to San Jose, Fremont, Pleasanton. And so what we do, we can, under one roof, or between the two of us, we can offer enough experience and knowledge about all areas. So when someone comes to me and they say that they'd like to be living close to work, I know that Sunnyvale, Santa Clara, maybe Milpitas are good areas. On the other hand, if they go to a realtor who doesn't have that knowledge base, they'll try and pull them into their neighborhood and where they specialize. But we call ourselves Bay Area specialists.
Now tell me, what are some of the mistakes most first-time home buyers make?
I think the mistake they make is first in not picking the right realtor, because they need to decide, they need to pick someone who has the integrity to give them the right answer, to find them the right home without being worried that they'll lose the sale. For example,
how do you know who's the right realtor?
I think someone who can, I meet people who've bought homes bang on a main road or backed up to the freeway. I would never do that to a buyer. So if someone gives you that advice, well, someone's got to buy that home. I understand that, not my client. So I want to make sure that I advise them right, that if they're stretching too much, I work out their finances. If they're stretching too much, I need to let them know. If they're being too conservative, I need to let them know. So someone who has knowledge of the finances of various areas, and someone who can help them with expansion, that these are the possibilities. This is a vision they can create for them. You don't have a family room, I can do this for you. That would be your right.
Now, do you see a different trend about us South Asians looking for a particular kind of home as opposed to other ethnicities?
Sure. I think Indian buyers do tend to focus highly on schools. That is a big priority for my clientele, and I make sure that I'm very knowledgeable about schools. And I think the second priority is the kind of neighborhood, but that comes along with better schools. So schools are a huge issue for people. Even if they plan to send their kids to private schools, they want to live in an area where the schools are great, not just good, in a great school neighborhood, so that should the need arise, they can fall back on public schools.
Well, one advice before we let you go, what is the trend? Where do you see the market falling, rising? Is it the time or wait a little bit longer?
I do feel this is a great time to sell. Values are high, inventory is low. I do feel that despite the fact that there's been a bit of a slowdown in the last few weeks, and that could be just because it was a Labor Day weekend and stuff like that, I do feel that people should consider putting their homes on the market and cashing in and moving up. I think this is a great time for people who've been tied down to a neighborhood for 5-6 years and want to upgrade. This is a perfect time for them to upgrade.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you. My pleasure.